What's up, everybody? This is Danny Mathematics here with another example to explore. And today, guys, I want to go over example 8 of how to solve percents, right, in word problems, okay? How to solve percent word problems, okay? And remember, guys, percents fall under the proportionality umbrella along with ratios, unit rates, measurement conversions, scale factoring, scale drawing, and much more, okay? So let's go ahead and read this problem, guys. We're going to follow the same exact steps as the previous videos. Let's go ahead and read this problem. It says 500 students at Jersey Village High School were surveyed on their favorite colored polo shirt. Okay? On a favorite colored polo shirt. The results are below, right? Here are the results, right? The percentages. How many more chose red polo shirts than green polo shirts? Once again, let me go ahead and underline this question. How many more chose red polo shirts than green polo shirts, okay? Now, the one thing that I noticed that's a little bit different in this particular question versus the previous examples that we did is I'm noticing that I'm going to have to compare the number of students that chose red polo shirts to the number of students that chose green polo shirts, right? Because it says that it's claiming that more chose red than green based on the percentages, okay? So that lets me know that, guys, that I'm going to have to do two box methods, okay? I'm going to have to do the box method twice. One box method for the red polo shirts and then one box method for the green polo shirts. So let's go ahead and do that, guys. I'm going to do both of them at the same time, all right, or one at a time. I'm going to put red here. Now, let's go ahead and do the red. Let's go ahead and collect all the information, right, that's associated with the red polo shirts, okay? So, once again, guys, the whole, which represents the total number of students that participated in this survey was 500, right? 500 students participated in this survey, okay? Cool. Now, remember, guys, the part in the percent represents the specific subject, all right? And the specific subject in this particular case is red polo shirts, all right, red polos. Okay, so the part in the percent represent the number of students or the percentage of students that chose red polo shirts as their favorite colored polo. Okay, so once again, this is dealing with red, guys. This is dealing with red. Okay, this is dealing with the red. All right, so the percentage of students that chose red polos was 35%. Okay, but once again, guys, we don't know the exact number of students that chose red. All we know that the number is 35% of the total, which is 500. Okay, so what we can do is we can set the part as X, and we can actually find out how many students chose red polos out of the 500 students, okay? So let's go ahead and do this. And once again, guys, remember the part and the percent represents the red polos in this particular case, okay? So let's go ahead and put in the box method. I can either cross multiply or I can do scale factoring. Whatever one works for you is fine, okay? So we're just gonna follow this format. 100% goes in the bottom left box, 100%. All right, the whole, in this case, is 500. 500 is the whole. Okay. The percent of the red polos, let me go ahead and do the subject line, right? The subject line is red polos, right? And we know that the subject line is total. I just want to make sure that I stay on point, okay? So the percentage of students that chose the red polos was 35%. Okay? And then we're trying to find the actual amount of students that chose red polos, okay? Now, because I want to go quick, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use scale factoring. I'm going to scale factor either vertically or horizontally, depending on the positions of the multiples, the numbers that are multiples of one another, okay? So I'm going to look at X, right? X is here. I can either scale factor vertically or scale factor horizontally. I'm going to choose horizontally because 500 is a multiple of 100, meaning that if I multiply 100 by 5, I'm going to equal 500, right? If I multiply 100 by 5, I'm going to equal 500. So if I multiply 100 by 5 to get 500, I have to multiply 35 by 5 to get x. And we're going to do this right here. 35 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 2 is 17. So that's 175, all right? So it's safe to say, guys, that 175 students chose red polos as their favorite colored polo, okay? All right, remember, we're not done, guys. We're not done. We're not done because we also have to do the same thing for green polos because we're comparing the two quantities, right? All right, so once again, what I did for the red polos, I have to do that for the green polos. So we're gonna do the same exact thing for green. Okay? So once again, guys, the whole is 500 because there were 500 total students that participated in the survey. 500, all right? But remember, guys, because this is representing the green polos, right? The part in the percent is gonna represent the students that chose the green polos, okay? So I'm gonna write green right here. I'm gonna have two arrows, an arrow right here and an arrow right there. And I have the part, which we don't know. We don't know the exact amount of kids or students that chose green polos, but we know the percentage of students that chose green polos, right? And the percentage is 20%. All right? And then once again, just like over here, guys, we don't know the quantity or the actual amount. We just know that it's 20% of 500 that chose green polos. So I'm gonna put an X there. And once again, guys, we just basically just gonna follow those same steps, okay? So on this one, guys, I'm also gonna scale factor because it's quicker and easier for me. 100 goes here, all right? The percentage of green polos, let me write green right here, is 20%. The whole is 500, and then X. Once again, guys, just like we did over here, guys, I know that 500 is a multiple of 100, right? And X is over here. So I can go from left to right or horizontally, right? So if I multiply 100 times 5, I will get 500. And if I multiply 20 by 5, I will get 100. Okay? So it's safe to say, guys, that 20% of 500 is 100. And 100 students chose green polos. Okay, 100 students chose green polos, right? So remember, guys, the question is asking how many more chose red polos than the green polo shirts, okay? So all we have to do, guys, is subtract the number of students that chose the the number of students that chose the green from the number of students that chose the red. The number of students that chose the green polos subtracted from the number of students that chose the red polos to find out the difference. So let's go ahead and do that, guys. So once again, red polos is 175 minus green polos, which is 100. And 175 minus 100 is 75. So 75 more students chose red polos versus green polos. So 75 more chose red over green. And this right here, guys, is our final answer. 75 more students chose the red polos over the green polos, okay? So thank y'all so much, guys, for tuning in, guys, and I will talk to you next time. Thank you.